Hey viewers, welcome to another game with Casual Pro Gamer. This is game number 3 of the best of 5 between Hero and Maru. So this is Maru in the top and well, of course we then have Hero in the bottom. So Terran versus Protoss should be good. Most of these games have been pretty decent, well, in the past and now. Haven't done StarCraft commentary in quite a while. This is kind of my first real attempt to get back into it. I do tend to mix up names, especially from StarCraft Brood War and StarCraft 2, so I'm sorry if I'm going to do that. So calling Widow Mines Spider Mines and things like that, the Medevacs dropships, I don't know, things like that. It's just, those names are so embedded in my head that I can't get them out, and especially in the middle of a battle or something like that, that tends to happen. But yeah, well, it does go the way it is. I really don't know what else to say about it. Anyhow, we see standard stuff this time, so no big rushes. Barracks going up, gateway should be coming up as well. So yeah, pretty standard stuff, and yeah, well, there's not a whole lot else you can do. You can either rush or you can go for this standard stuff, and the standard stuff in this case much better. So no wall off going off, so he's not afraid of the probe scout getting in. Well, I guess the probe scout isn't a really big deal on this map anyway, because it's a huge distance. And you know where your opponent is anyway. He's not trying to hide any tech, but he can at least pretend that he's hiding tech. But yeah, it seems that he doesn't really care about that too much. So we do have another pylon coming up. Both of the simulators are already up. That is pretty early. But yeah, well, that's probably more of an indication of well, what is to come more than what he's currently doing, because he's not putting workers on it. So only 2 workers on the gas, yet he has kept 2 gas geysers, which is kind of weird, because, well, now he has 3 on it, but yeah, you can put 3 on one of them, still doesn't matter. But yeah, he is going to mine some more gas and eventually, of course, go into the sentries and stalkers. But yeah, more gas normally means that they're going for early sentries, and here it is probably more of a, well, let's just go for some stalkers eventually, and not really worry too much about it. It seems that he didn't time his gas correctly, because he's not starting a stalker right when he could have. But yeah, well, that's the way it goes sometimes. Maybe he just doesn't care. I guess against well, an opponent that is very far away, it's mostly not very necessary to build up a big army early game. You're just going for the tech, so for example the cybernetics core, and then you're going to build units afterwards. So yeah, the warp gate, I mean, of course. The warp gates allow you to warp in the units when you need them. Well, not all of them, unfortunately. But yeah, it does allow you to build an army instantly instead of having to worry about it in the early game. So yeah, I can totally see that. At least a stalker is coming up to deal with this Reaper. He doesn't even know that this Reaper is there yet, right? No, I don't think the Reaper has been in the base yet. So yeah, this Reaper is just chilling outside the base, and as I said, I don't think that it actually went into the base yet, but with this mothership core on patrol, he shouldn't be able to do anything. The pylon did go down, and it does spot everything that's going up here. There is the Reaper finally. The mothership core needs to react to this. 2 shots going off, but he needs like 6. But yeah, the stalker is already out, and this guy might actually die. There you go. Getting nothing done with it, because Reapers kinda suck in the not super early game. Yeah, they do make a nice addition to the army, but they have very short range. They are very quick, but yeah, they have very short range, and they kind of just don't really do anything other than sniping off some probes in the early game. So I wouldn't be surprised if at some point they would be remade. So, well, we see an Oracle coming out. Oracle, of course, not very early this time. Early Oracles often do a lot of damage to probe lines, and now well, we see a bunch of Marines here just stationed exactly for this to protect against the oracles, and there are probably Marines here as well. Yeah, there they are. See, so this oracle's probably not going to get a whole lot done, and it's probably just going to be an addition to the team, so to the army, just to provide some revelation or some, I don't know, detection. Who knows? So yeah, we'll have to see if he actually goes in with this. Currently he's just holding, and I don't know if he actually knows that the Marines are there or he's just suspecting that. Yeah, well, we'll just track it when it comes over. So the Widow Mine here, lone Widow Mine, walking over, trying to snipe yeah, one of the stalkers, I guess. Because it can, of course, one-shot a stalker, and if it gets lucky, then that would just pay for itself. But yeah, the stalker will have to walk into it, because, well, he's not going to be able to move much further forward. He does get a nice vision here, up to here, so he can see when units move out. And yeah, he will probably get killed at that point, but at least he will get the information. I did miss why there is a Nexus cannon out. Might have been a drop. I really don't know. I didn't see it. And it seems that the Oracle has done its thing and then died. I was too worried with the Widow Mine. I'm sorry about that, but well, I don't really want to. Oh, there's the Oracle. So I don't really want to go back. It doesn't seem to be very efficient. Well, in the early game, you always have the problem that you can't really do anything against the Nexus cannon, so you have to draw it out first. And what's happening here? Oh, I didn't see if it got a kill. It might have gotten a kill. I don't know. Anyhow, the Nexus going down, and we have some harassment over here. Didn't lose a Phoenix, so that's pretty good. And, well, Revelation did get used here, which means that he can see this army, and that is a huge advantage, because if you can see where the army is that's going to kill you, you might want to avoid that. Because, well, the army is not ready yet to move out across the map, so it's just for keeping these Phoenixes and, of course, the Oracle safe. And, well, as long as they get revealed, you can also see the composition, so what he's building and things like that. So currently we have 2 new Marauders and 3 new Marines. So yeah, you can see the composition that he's trying to build from that, at least a little bit. And is he going to pick off some more? No, just a new Revelation. We are going to see how this goes. What just happened? Did he have... Is there like a Widow Mine here somewhere? Oh, over here. Okay, so that's what happened. The Widow Mines, of course, are very good when you group them up with 2 or 3, because they can snipe any units. And, well, against the Protoss, they're even more efficient, because that's what they're made for. So yeah, the units do move out. He can see the entire army, well, except for these few medevacs, but he saw them before. He knows that there are 3, I'm assuming at least. And yeah, we are going to have to see how efficient this is. One Marine is going to either hold this or scout, but no, he's going to scout. I don't know where he's going to scout, because there's nothing there, nor is there anything ever over there. But yeah, I guess he wanted to see what the gold base was like. Shooting a little bit at the Oracle. So cute, trying to do useful things. Anyway, the observer observing, just trying to find out when the army is coming in. But it's not really in the best spot, because it's not really at a point where it actually can see this army coming in. But yeah, once again with the Revelation, it has been fairly useful for him, because he has been able to keep track of this army the entire time. And this army doesn't want to move at all. Like, he knows that, well, his enemy can see him, So I'm assuming that's why he's holding back. I mean, he doesn't want to run in because his enemy knows exactly what is coming and when it's coming. So yeah, you can trap an army like this pretty easily with a few high-tech units. More units coming in though. And the second army, of course, is expected, but he doesn't know where it is. Little pylon over here. That's a unique thing. So Widow Mines did burrow, but then unburrow. And they go again. So it's mostly the surprise effect here for these Widow Mines, which makes them effective. Not so much that they do massive amounts of damage, but yeah, if they can snipe a Stalker every now and then, or even a Colossus, that would be very, very good. We did see some Widow Mines sniping a Colossus earlier, so it could actually happen. Anyhow, yeah, it does seem that he has a pretty good vision on what is happening here, and of course, yeah, these Zealots a little bit too eager to run in. He lost 2 Zealots, almost 3, where he should have had no casualties at all. I mean, that was fairly easy to pick off with just the Stalkers. But yeah, he doesn't care about the Zealots apparently. Factory floating in the middle of nowhere just to scout a little bit. He wants to see if anything flies past here, like oracles and such. And just making sure that that he doesn't get surprised by something like that in his mineral lines. And as long as he has vision, he should be fine. So five Colossi now. And I don't know how many Stalkers, but yeah, that's 18 Stalkers? Something like that? Oh no, 16, sorry. 16 Stalkers, that is good enough. It's good enough to hold off just about anything. And of course he has Blink. Does he also have Charge? Yeah, he also has Charge. So that's actually really good. It's a good setup. It means that he can actually run into this this army straight away and just do a bunch of damage. Not really the Terran player, it seems, that wants to be aggressive. Terran player just sitting back and doing nothing. Oh, he did find the pylon now, right? No? Seriously? The pylon is still safe. This pylon, however, is not. And lots of Zealots coming in. He is going to finally initiate a fight here. Protoss, of course, a little bit ahead here. Lots of storms going on. And the Protoss should be able to clean this up, but there are quite a few Marauders still out. The Marauders are very good against this entire army, except for the Zealots, but the Zealots already died, so yeah, not a lot happening. Archons coming in. And of course, this is the moment my computer decides, yeah, let's lag it out a little bit. Because, well, it's in the middle of a fight, so why not? So, yeah, we do have a pretty big win here by the Protoss, because, well, Protoss was pretty far ahead in the army count to begin with. And he can actually use that advantage now to pressure his advantage and just try to get some snipes on SCVs, or, well, whatever fancies his taste, to be honest. So yeah, oh, I'm sorry about the legs. This is so terrible. Last game was so good, and now all of a sudden, just terrible. Anyway, more High Templar coming up, and we might actually see them just do something useful. Well, they are very useful against these bio armies, because bio armies are normally in a big blob, and if you can storm them multiple times in a row, well, not on top of each other, obviously, then yeah, you can do pretty much, well, 50% damage to the entire army, and that should win you the fight normally. Let's see what we actually can do here. Well, of course, the bio ball gets built up quite easily, and with the stims, oh, the stim plus storm took out most of the health there, and that could actually be very disastrous. He did run away quite nicely there, but yeah, so many low health units now that he needs to have more medevacts to actually heal this up, because there's really no way they're going to just, well, stay alive there. Sorry, that That chat just threw me off there. I didn't know I could actually receive chat while casting a game, but apparently I can. So yeah, it seems that well, most of the army here gets picked off. Lots of SCVs joining in the fight. He does need to hold this because otherwise, well, he's just going to get creamed. Some Marines and Marauders off to the side doing nothing. Well, trying to flank, I guess. But he can actually just pick off this base, or what he's going for is this base, it seems. Because that is where the army is. And, oh, this army... it gets sandwiched between two of the Terran armies. And it does seem that he, well, kind of punched his way out. He punched the back group and then just ran back. But all of the Protoss units so low, and it takes a long time to build them back up, while the ghosts there actually doing some work. Long time since I've seen ghosts, but yeah, well, they are very effective. They do have the EMP rounds, which I'm assuming that's what he's using. So EMP rounds, of course, will take down, well, the shields. And without the shields, there's not a whole lot you can do. Because, well, half your HP is only shields. Unless you're a Templar, and then, or like a, what are you called? An Archon, and then it's more like 99%. But yeah, well, it's a large deal at least. Taking out the shields is definitely huge. So the Terran trying to decide whether it's wise to go in. He does know that he won that last fight. He also knows that there's probably a lot of army waiting for him because, well, the Warpins can rebuild an army pretty quickly. It's just that, well, you need quite a bit of bankroll to actually afford that. And of course, that's why he's going to check this this base here, just to see how much of a bankroll this Protoss can actually have. So yeah, now that he knows that this base is not up, he knows that there's probably only 3 bases. Well, not probably. He knows that there are only 3 bases. Sorry, 4. Well, I'm not counting this one because it's mine now. But yeah, 3 bases means that he has the same income, and well, that is quite good if you just want to fight. At least your opponent is not going to come back too quickly, and well, it's good, right? If you know that your opponent is at least not outproducing you, that's definitely good. But yeah, he's trying not to rush in too hard, because obviously if you rush in at the wrong moment here, you might actually just lose more than your opponent does, and then you're back on equal footing. You don't want that. Yeah, on evil footing. I said evil footing, yeah. Anyhow. Scans going down. I don't know why. He's probably trying to find the army that is supposed to be somewhere. But yeah, now he just decided, let's just go and snipe some building. Just to one assimilator though. And he did get the Nexus cannon, even though that was kind of unnecessary. I don't think he would have committed there. There is just so little army left for our Protoss player, except for these 5 Colossi, 6 Colossi now. So 6 Colossi, yeah, that is a huge chunk of AoE damage, but it's not very good against the Marauders. They do significant damage, 21 damage, but yeah, against the Marauders who have some shields and some armor, yeah, you're kind of just not doing that much. Plus, the Marauders, of course, do double damage against these units. So that is the advantage of the Terran player, once again. So, yeah, last stand. I believe this should be over. The Vikings are going to take care of the Colossi. And the Colossi do get quite a few shots off before they actually die. And that is normally not a good sign for our Terran players. Terran player, of course, not too worried about that for the moment. He can resupply his army pretty quickly, whereas, well, the Protoss player is kind of in a pickle here. He really needs to, well, get all of his money into army, and doesn't really have anything. Like a few Zealots and some Archons, but that is it. So a little bit of reinforcement from the Terran player, a little bit of healing from the Medivacs, and he should be able to pick this off quite nicely. So a little bit of an army still left. Dark Templar in there, just to make sure that he uses every avenue that is available to him. But yeah, with one scan he should be able to clean them up quite nicely. Don't know if most of them died. I'm assuming. Maybe they turned into an Archon. I don't know. He is going to warp in some sentries, and that should be the end of that. Because, well, you can see that the Terran army is way bigger, and a way bigger army normally means that, well, you are going to win the fight. And yeah, the last few zealots going down, and this should be GG, and there you go, the GG comes out, and well, that's really all there is to it. It was just a very good game from both players. I guess the Protoss player just ran out of resources first, and well, that's normally what decides these games, because at some point if you defeat the Protoss ball, there's really no way they're going to rebuild, because it all costs so much gas, and gas is the one resource that you really don't have enough of. Even though, well, you can of course build bases to get extra minerals and get some zealots out. Zealots are normally just, yeah, used in the late game when people are getting desperate and they need minions, but yeah, anyway. Good game, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.